All right. How's God Saints doing? Sorry about that. Weird entrance. I just want to back up because I'm trying to make my videos a little bit more durable for or bearable for the viewers. I definitely want to start off. Let me get my straw. I want to start off by saying, oh man, my hat's coming down from God. You know, at first I was God lit me on fire pretty good. I was pretty high off of God. That first couple of days. Now I'm coming down, so I found out I've been doing some research about quitting cigarettes and stuff, and I noticed that the first couple of days, you know what I mean, your body's just getting rid of the toxins and the toxins in the nicotine. But after that, like they said, it still takes like about a couple of weeks for your brain to just adjust to the fact that, you know what I mean, you're not smoking. And a lot of that is just the rituals, right? So for me, I like to just, somebody told me about this, and it kind of works, you know? It's working for me because it's a mental thing, really. It's all of it's really mental. It's just nicotine, that's why it's so, that's why it's so dangerous, and people say it's harder to quit smoking than drugs because it's really the rituals, and you smoke cigarettes more than you would any other drug, weed or any other drug, because it's like every when I was smoking, I was smoking every 15 minutes, I would smoke at least just three times within an hour, I don't know. So, you know what I mean, I smoked for over 17 years, you know, my brain is just used to that, right? So anyway, that was just a little tidbit about that, but this video actually is going to be a testimony. I don't do all testimonials. I'll do encouragement video or just a review on things that people are. And I notice people are starting to pay attention because God told me that, you know, I got testimonials that, you know what I'm saying, needs to hit the world. Along with other people coming up with this. I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people who are seeing the importance of testimony. So these two, I told you I was going to do a testimony about porn and how I got delivered from that, and I want to educate people and help people. So not even really, you know, give them wisdom, you know, through God. That's what He gives me wisdom and to get out of these things because they're strongholds, but we could definitely win the battle. So, amen. So I'll start out with, okay, so I'll do porn first, and then after I talk about just my porno testimony, I would like to then talk about just spiritual in general, spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Because that, you know, as the world goes, man, you know, they get more powerful. You know, Bible says that, you know, obviously Satan, he's the king of the air. You know, there's a heaven. People think there's just one heaven. It's a heaven on top of us that He's in control of. Believe it or not, Satan. He ain't just in hell, stuck in hell, right? But there's a heaven on top of that too, though. People don't know that. Anyway, all right, I'll start out with that porn testimony. So, my porn testimony. I hope this is recording because I did it. I'm doing it ghetto. I don't know how to. I could put the timer on it, whatever. I don't do that. I just ghettoed it up. Anyway, yeah, so my porn testimony. I've been watching pornos, man. And this ain't going to be no filthy story, y'all. I'm just going to be as clean as possible. But I do want to be detailed because, you know, that's how people get help, man. When you let the truth out, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a little dirty, you know, tell some truth to get clean, man. It's the only way it works. So after that, I'm going to do, like I said, another testimony. This one is going to be kind of quick. Even though actually that was my longest sin. My lust spirit is definitely older than my Tabasco, nicotine, weed habit, drinking habit. I've been doing that for 17 years. Man, my lust habit is probably about 30 years. You know? So, exactly, I probably started when I was 8. And that's what leads me to that. I was 8 years old. My older brother, he's 8 years older than me. So he was 16, you know, and he had these pornos. But I was born in 82. So, you know, when I was 8, you know, we had VCRs. It wasn't CDs. It wasn't DVDs. It wasn't, you know, internet. Wasn't even no internet, you know. You would have the porno better been good. Porno better been good because you're gonna have to fan through and then you're gonna have to rewind it, and it's not fair. You take you an hour that now you can get off in 3 minutes now. back then, you better get you a sandwich because the porno better be good, and it started from there, and then it went on to what? We would play it tag with girls, but then we called it hide and go get it, where the little girls would run and you try to find the girl that you like, and when you find her, you play with her, do whatever. The nastier the girl, you might get some that night, We started doing that. Then I took that to school. I remember getting beat. My mom beat me because some little girl ran and told me, DeVay told on me. She told me that I was touching her butt in school. Meanwhile, we were playing with each other. I remember we were playing with each other, but she told on me. That's how girls do. So, and I got beat for that as my mom should. Actually, it was funny. My mom made my dad beat. My mom made my dad beat me. I'll never forget that. I think that's the first and only time. Yeah, that's the first and only time my dad beat me. Yeah, my dad wasn't the beater. My mom was the beater. But yeah, she made him. And I can remember my dad saying, "I'm not beating. I don't want to beat my son because he touched her butt." You know what I'm saying? He didn't want to make me gay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not. My mom made him beat me, and he beat me. And his beating was weird. I'm glad because he was in the army. He put me like in this lock. He had me in his lock, man. And because my mom, when my mom would beat me, I would run from my mom, and she would be so mad because she would hit herself. And oh man, my beatings would take hours, man. But my sister and my brother, they could, my sister took it like a soldier. She just, and then her beating was done. Me, I'm running. So anyway, my dad, he beat me. It was like I was just in this lock, and man, I never got beat by him again. But I just thought that was funny. Like my dad was like, I can remember my dad. I forgot that. It just popped back in my head. My dad was like, yeah, he didn't want to beat. I don't want to beat my son because he touched a girl's butt. But I was really wrong with my dad for real, because I see his point. But you don't want no little pervert running around either, right? Like so. That's why my mom was like, no, beat him. And no, I'm not beating him. You beat him. So anyway, that was a little lesson, but it didn't work because I'm telling you, that stuck with me. And I've actually got fired from a job, y'all, and I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not ashamed to say it. I got fired from a good job because I had this thing where I would walk past girls and touch their butt but act like it's an accident. I was a grown man, so I'm not talking 17. I was 20s, 30s. I did that. That firing, when I was in Texas. Texas girl. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Pittsburgh, but I lived in Texas for a while, and they're built like black men like them built down there. And yeah, man, I did that, but I'm saved from that now. You know what I mean? And it went from that to, like I said earlier, watching bestiality, man. I've watched child porn. I didn't like that on purpose. I mean, like back in the day, there was software systems, peer-to-peer systems where you could download porn, and sometimes you don't even know. You might put in something and you don't even know what you're getting. Sometimes I would get like bestiality or child porn, and it was like I knew it was wrong, but when you're in that and when you're in that for a long time, man, the deeper you get into it, it's like you can't watch a regular little soft porn. I mean, you might not even get erect. After that, to get erect, I need to have the darkest, deepest, you know what I mean? So, and that's the struggle. But here's now that's bad enough. Getting fired from jobs. Tell me this works. Getting fired from jobs. You know what I mean? Running around being this big pervert. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you got a mom who you love. You got a wife. At the time I was married, and sisters and nieces and nephews that you would, kill for. So. But I'm doing stupid stuff to other people though that I could have got killed for. So I thank God for that. I thank God for what He kept me from. AIDS. I don't know how many women I had sex with. I lost track of 50. I lost track of 50 women. And then another thing, I don't even like wearing condoms. I could count on. I don't even need my whole hand. I might have used condoms like 3 times in my life, maybe 4, maybe 5 times in my life. I might have used condoms. I don't have AIDS. I don't have any herpes or nothing that sticks with you forever. Like God just kept me. You know what I'm saying? He kept me from a lot. And like you'll hear me say a prayer like I thank God for everything He kept me from and all that. I'm gonna check and see if this video is going, man, because I don't want to be doing this all night and then I ain't talking to nobody. Okay, yeah, it is going. All right, for a second, I thought it wasn't going. All right, let me fix it. Ghetto style. Sorry, people. Let me make sure it stay up. All right, I hope. All right. Anyway, I'm sorry about that, y'all. I got to get a better program. Anyway, all right, I just want to make sure I was going. So, all right. So now I'm going to get into why I really made the testimony. So we're building up to this plateau that's just ridiculous. Now, there came a point in time where I let my sister live with me. I don't have any kids, so, and the nice big brother I am, I didn't just let him move in with me because she got a husband and 2 kids. I just gave him my apartment. My mom talked me into giving up my apartment, and I moved in the first floor with my mom. Again, I don't have any kids. I love my sister. Whatever, I did it for her. But then in that is actually how I met my wife, but that's a whole nother story. But in that is where it happened. So I'm in my room like by myself. Now the day before I met this one white girl with a big butt. I was trying to have sex with her, but thank God she said no. She told me she had AIDS, and that's what I'm saying. I was so deep in it, I didn't even care. I felt like I was immune to AIDS. Like I feel like there's people who have metabolisms that are so strong that'll fight off AIDS, because I feel like AIDS are the same thing as a coronavirus. It's your respiratory system. It deals with your immune system. Is all it is. It's of the devil. It's man-made. AIDS are man-made. I'm telling you right now, AIDS is man-made. And I knew that. And I knew that, I could pray that under my system. I have faith like that. I have the faith of, I can move a mountain with my faith, literally. So when she told me she had AIDS, I didn't care. I still wanted to do it to her, but she didn't want to. And she was into some other stuff, man. She was into some dark occult stuff, because she was telling me this story like they had this guy. I believed her. She told me something like, I don't think they was torturing him, but there's this one guy who's going through it. He was on drugs or something. He's on drugs, real heavy, like heavy drugs. Because you could tell she was on drugs. And she said that's how she got her AIDS. But she didn't look sick. So, but this dude was sick and he's on drugs. But then he's going through all these demons or something's down. She's talking about monsters being downstairs. She's talking about all this crazy stuff to me, right? But I see some of this stuff, so I believe her. I'm believing everything she's saying. She is saying it is calm and like yesterday's news. And I believe, I'm walking with her. At this point, I'm over the fact that I'm not going to have sex with her. But now I'm listening to this story, right? So I leave her and I go to home and I'm playing Madden. I'm big into Madden. Anybody want to get beat up? More Star online. But anyway, that's something else. So I go home and I start watching porn, because I was already lusting after her, big booty white girl, nice little apple bottom, what do they like to call them? You know what I mean? That's what I used to say when I was in the world. I'm not like that no more, but I'm thinking about her, and then let me look up some white girls on the internet. Which that's the thing about the internet now, man. You could just whatever you're thinking about, black girls, white girls, Chinese girl, you just type it in and boom, bada bing. You know what I'm saying? But so I did what I did and, got on the game. But when I got on the game, I'm playing somebody online. Now I done smoked some weed, I'm drinking, and all weed does is open up a portal. Some people are going to think that, you tell the story and something happens to you, that was just a trip off of weed. I'm telling you, or if you trip off of drugs and they say, that was just a trip off of drugs. Listen to me. There's no tripping off of drugs. When you see stuff when you're high, that's more real than this earth. Because first of all, weed is a portal to another world. I'm telling you right now, it's the portal to the spiritual world. When you're high, you're not in this world no more. You're literally, like when you dream, that's why when you dream, you're not in this world. A dream is a slight state of spirituality. You're in the spiritual realm, slightly. So your spirit kind of slightly comes out of your body when you're asleep. I learned that through my walk with my testimony I got on my victory over sleep paralysis. I learned some of that, where how your body comes out of your soul comes out of your body. So that's how the demonic spirits can get to you, even if it's a demon that doesn't control you, because you're halfway out of your body. That's why you gotta keep your environment when you're asleep. I sleep with Bibles open. It's just a thing for me, but I don't feel like I have to now, but that works. It makes me feel better, because a Bible is your sword. It's a warrior. Right now, I got this Bible open. There's an angel right now in this room. He's protecting us with a sword, right? But anyway, so I get there and, definitely I'm playing, man. I'm smoking. I'm high. I'm drinking. So I'm in this realm, and then all of a sudden, I'm not lying. I just hear from my right, just like an energy. It was a ball, like a light. I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking I'm high, like I'm tripping, like I'm just high, like. But then I look back, and it scares me. It's scaring me, like, and that's why I try to get up and leave. I'm trying to get up, and when I got up to leave, all of a sudden I didn't see a demon, but I felt it. It's like the room got thick with a poltergeist. Like I was in a poltergeist movie. All of a sudden, I could feel like when people say they're in hell. Hell's atmosphere is fear. You can't help but to be scared because that atmosphere is just that. I was in that and I tried to run. When I tried to run, it pushed me. Now if you ever see the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, where them demons, it was like almost the same thing where I tried to run and it pushed me. And again, it was like the same kind of feeling when I'm in my sleep paralysis. But again, now I'm straight conscious. I'm not asleep. That's the funny thing about this. All my experiences, for the most part, I'm alive. I'm conscious. I'm not asleep. Most people's testimonies, they're asleep or they're in a vision. Mine's, I'm in real life. There's no, oh, it was fake. I'm going through it. I'm not crazy. I don't need no psychological evaluation. I just tapped into the spiritual. So when it pushed me, I fell to the ground. I fell, and it started dragging me. Now, what do you think it was dragging me to? I think it was dragging me to hell. I think what I was doing, I done got so deep into whatever I was doing, I done unlocked some crazy stuff, yo. It never happened to me again. I screamed Jesus, and it let me go. Because that's all I know is to scream Jesus. Now I know more. I know I can send a demon to the abyss now, and he could stay there, never to come back. And that's a good thing because you got one less demon for the devil to work with. You can rebuke him in Jesus' name into the Lord's presence. Let the God deal with him. But all I knew back then was just to say Jesus. And when I said it, I stopped sliding. You know what I'm saying? And I was so scared that I sat there for 5 minutes in the dark. And I ended up in a bathroom. I'll never forget, I was in the bathroom for 5 minutes. And I lived with my mom. She was sleeping. It was like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And I got a loud mouth, y'all. I could scream and I could talk real loud. And I was at the top of my lungs. She heard me. And she waited for a minute, though, because I could tell she thought maybe she heard some wrestling around. She heard Jesus and some wrestling around. And she I'm a protector, so she thought maybe, I guess I was fighting somebody off. Because I noticed that she waited to come out of the door. And she waited, she's like, Lamar, you okay? I was in the bathroom. She could see me because her eyes are used to the dark. I was in the bathroom on the floor, and I was stuck there. I couldn't move. I had such fright. I probably could have died. Just the fright that I was witnessing this. I got drugged by an unseen force, but I knew what it was. I had a mark on my shoulder that was crazy. I had a mark on me that lasted for like a week, like on the movies where something happened to them. It was nuts, man. And that made me really think about some stuff because, but mind you, this is way back. This was a long time ago. I still was into porn up until a couple days ago. But that weird stuff happened. Like, that's what's wrong with me. I'll have some wild stuff happen to me. And, I just won't do nothing about it. I'll stay in it, I didn't really get to, for me, it had to be like, I haven't smoked weed. I haven't watched pornos. I haven't drunk. I haven't smoked cigarettes. And it's crazy. It's 5 days. Well, the cigarettes, because I used to sell drugs, and my first testimony was just about not selling drugs anymore because I felt the devil trying to kill me. And then a couple days later, and I was going to still smoke weed, I started getting rid of weed, throwing away zones, throwing away quarter pounds. All down the toilet, flushing down. I flushed down probably at least 64 grams of weed. That's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money, man, especially when it's good weed. First, I was going to sell it. Then I'm like, you know what? I got convicted, and I threw it away. And then I ducked. That's how I quit. The devil thought I was just going. The devil thought I was just going to quit selling and still smoke. But God, man, I'm glad I made that move on him. The devil wasn't ready, and I pulled a fast one on him, and I quit smoking cigarettes and weed because he thought I was just going to just stop smoking. And he could, finesse me other ways. But I pulled a fast one on him, man, and he's been chasing me ever since, and he ain't caught up, man. So, I just wanted somebody to hear that story because I'm sure they went through that where you actually got drugged while you were up and you know it was a demonic force. I think he was trying to take me to hell. It was the most creepiest thing ever. And so that's the first part. The second part I just want to talk about in general is just spirits, the spiritual realm, things of that sort. And man, it's a crazy world out there. So one thing I want to talk about is after that, just a situation I had. There's a lot of situations. Like I have a lot of testimonies, and I don't want to give them all together. I had one that I wanted to give. Right now, it's not coming to mind because I wanted to do like the porn thing, and then I wanted to talk on something else after that. Because I've had a lot of experiences. I could sit down here for 10 hours and talk to you guys about all of them, but I want to stretch it out. So let's see which one I want to talk about next, as far as just the spiritual realm. You know what? I might just have to make another video about that because, I mean, right now nothing's coming to mind, and I do everything off the top of the head. I don't write down a whole scene or how I'm gonna do a video. But I definitely at least got that porn video out. Again, now as far as when I give a testimony, I do want some victory on that the particular problem. For me, man, as far as just my victory over porn, but for me, like I said, I had that horrible thing happen to me, and the only thing that ever since for 5 days I haven't watched one. For me, in that time, my whole life, I never was able to even go 5 days without not doing that. I'm cool. I don't need to. You know, it'd be nice to have a wife, but I'm not even talking to nobody right now. So, but I'm gonna just live and let God live, and man, I'm doing good. Like I feel good. Still on fire for God. I'm not high no more. I'm gonna look for another bag of God's high because man, I need some. I'm gonna continue to just get high on God. But I will be getting back to you guys with just maybe testimonies about just the spiritual realm. But again, for a way out of a porno, it's really just like, man, you gotta like just avoid the devil. Like what I did, like I said, he thought I was just gonna stop selling weed, man. Something told me to just go for everything, man. And I threw away weed. I flushed it down the toilet. I threw away my cigarettes. I had about 14 cigarettes left in my pack. I threw them away, and I ain't went back since. And then just when you resist the devil, it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you're saved. And so when you get saved, and then you take the devil out of your heart, and you put God back in your heart. You don't like. I don't want to look at like. It's to the point where I got a females talking to me now, and it's like I have to tell them. I don't. There's one girl. She's like she sent me a picture. She had these glasses. She's like, oh, don't I look like a naughty school teacher or a librarian? And I had to send her a text like, I don't want to look at women like that no more. Like I'm not on that no more. You know what I'm saying? But the devil will tempt you. I didn't have women falling over me like that. I'm not that they are now, but. They will, the devil, you know, he'll do little stuff like that to draw you back in. So I just want people to think, because a lot of people think that, you know, your brain controls what you do. In the physical, yes, but in the spiritual, it's your heart. So really, your heart controls what you do. That's why you hear people when they say, keep God in your heart, let him in your heart. You know what I'm saying? Keep your heart pure. Because what's in your heart is really what you want to do, what you're thinking. It's not even your brain thinking it. You really think this up in your spirit and your heart. And then it just releases itself and react. So keep your heart clean is the cure to it. You just got to resist the devil. Because, even in my high, I've noticed I've been doing straight testimonies, watching Christian movies, Christian TV. And I noticed when I go back to regular TV, I can't think straight. Because there's nothing, they bombard you with commercials. And it's nothing but brain control. They're controlling your brain, suggestive thoughts. I know about marketing. I know how to talk to people. You know what I'm saying? And that's only through God. You know what I'm saying? I never went to college for anything. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they do. Those symbolisms and, you know what I mean, suggestive thoughts. And then they speak to your subconscious through music. You put a little riddle with a rattle. And then before you know it, you remember the song and they just hypnotize you. So it's like, stay away from the the mainstream media is fake. These football games is fake, man. Everything's fake out here, man. The only thing that's real is God. It's like, if you want to avoid porn, it's like, porn is attached to everything else. So it's like, porn is one of the hardest things to get rid of because it's attached to everything. Like, if you drink, you're going to want to have sex. If you can't get a girl, you're going to want to have porn. If you smoking, same thing. If you're at a party, same thing. Like, you got to get the devil out of, you got to get lust. You got to get control of lust. You know what I'm saying? I got this workbook, these notes that I took. I took these notes, and there's 18 verses of lust in the Bible, and I wrote them all down, and I read them sometimes. And I'm serious about this, y'all. That's what I've been doing this whole time, man, is just getting strong in the Lord and stuff. I've never did this, man. And what's funny, it's only been 5 days of my life. And I'm telling you, man, it seemed like it's been 5 months. I've done more in 5 days than I've done in a long time, man. It's crazy. It don't feel like 5 days to me. And I thank God for that. So, testimonies on pornos are kind of rough to cover everything. And the only victory is just to leave the devil alone. Because if not, you're just going, it's a circle. You'll never be able to escape it. All right? So I hope this was a blessing to people. Lord, I thank you for everything you've done for me, and I thank you for everything you will do for me. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay, saints, have a good one. I'll get this video thing together.